welcome on in to World Ice Arena in Flushing Meadows, Queens. We've got a good one here for you tonight. It's going to be North Park taking on the Long Island Edge from World Ice Arena. This is an LIAHL, an EJEPL, an NYS Tier 2 game. It's a triple dipper as North Park hosts the Long Island Edge. North Park coming off a tough luck loss last night to an impressive Long Beach Lightning team. North Park right there with the Lightning for much of the game, and then just ran out of gas as the game went on. And so we shall see how they respond here tonight in the home white sweaters. But first, we're going to have an extended look at the warm-up period here from World Ice. 4 minutes on the clock. We can't thank you enough for joining us on a chilly Sunday evening here off Meridian Road. This is Midnight Sports. All right, just getting set here. 30 seconds left to go on that warm-up clock. Players all out stretching and getting ready to get rolling here from the World Ice Arena in Flushing Meadows, Queens. We'll get pucks picked up, last-minute strategy sessions, everything you've come to know and love from youth hockey. And the pregame of the same. It's North Park back in action next weekend with a set of 4 games on the schedule. We'll bring you as much coverage right here on Midnight Sports as we can. Saturday, a doubleheader against the Hershey Junior Bears, a team they defeated, but not without some hard work. On that EJ Showcase in October, and then on Sunday they play the Genesis Hockey Club. That's the Diamond 2 Genesis team down at Hatfield Ice in Colmar, PA. We'll have all the coverage that Sunday. Should have the coverage Saturday afternoon as well. The 3:45 p.m. game Saturday, and 11:20 a.m. and 3:10 p.m. on Sunday. And so go ahead and give Midnight Sports a like, follow, or subscription so you know that you won't miss a moment of this North Park 18U Tier 2 season. All right, 15 on the clock. We'll get your scoreboard up and get ready to roll here in just a moment. From World Ice Arena, this is Midnight Sports. Last minute strategy ongoing here on the ice, as we'll see who Coach Will throws over the boards first. Looks like it'll be Bo Bickoff in net tonight for North Park after his stellar performance yesterday. As we said at the end of that broadcast, the scoreline might not have looked like it, but it was Bickoff who was the star of the game for North Park. Just some 5-bell saves over and over again in that game. Saw upwards of 50-plus shots and acquitted himself very nicely, earning the start again here tonight. And so North Park dons their white home sweaters once more here from World Ice Arena. It will be the Edge in their black and aqua jerseys. Going left to right on your screen. 15 on the clock. First period about to begin. It'll be North Park going right to left on your screen or radio dial. Here from Queens in the first and third. 3-period game upcoming. Despite the fact that it's an EJ game, North Park elected to play by New York State rules, which is well within their right. Onward we play here from World Ice. It's the Edge taking that puck all the way deep into the offensive zone, but it's outletted nicely by North Park through Grebbin. The Edge take back over in their own end at their blue line. They'll set the thing back up, the thing being their offensive zone play as that puck rolls all the way to the end boards. Finkelstein able to throw it up to that far half wall, and then it's sent in once more by the Edge. The Edge dump it deep, turning is Finkelstein. Farrow picks up that puck at the end boards. Finkelstein returns the hit he had just received. Heavy hitting in the early going here as the puck stays in the North Park end. North Park trying to get this past the near point. Unable to do so at first. The second bite at the apple is Farrow. Throws it up to the point. That puck does come out. And we'll get a stoppage in play as the Edge go offside with 14-11 to play here in the first period. It'll be a faceoff in the neutral zone for North Park. Tenenbaum at the dot. Puck one across the blue line. And Klochek able to clear the zone. Vigliotti on the forecheck. Tries to hunt down his man on that side. It's Keyworth throwing that toward the offensive zone. The Edge cut out the threat at first. Tenenbaum all over his man. Halpern will take the loose puck at center ice. He goes point to point with Klocek. Klocek works it up to Keyworth. It ends up going off the Edge bench, though. And so we got a stoppage in play with 13:48 left to go in this opening frame. And the officials just asking perhaps for some more pucks at the North Park bench. Coach Will asking for an explanation as to why the whistle went. Because it hit a man hanging over the Edge bench. Wondering why maybe the faceoff is not in the Edge zone. And in any event, as we often say, the only opinions that matter are the opinions of those wearing stripes on the ice. And the two men wearing stripes decided that the faceoff was going to be in the neutral zone. This is now shot in by North Park, just a bit high. It was the Tenenbaum shot that went just a bit high. Halpern able to keep it in. The follow-up from Keyworth goes a little wide. Now it's Klocek able to work that puck over toward Halpern. Halpern works it up through the neutral zone. Dumped in once more by Keyworth, who could go for a change. And it's Vigliotti on the forecheck, joined by Tenenbaum. Halpern manning the point. It's the Edge coming back in the other direction. Long Island Edge with some speed up the right wing. They'll dump in and give chase. Turning is Klocek for the puck. Klocek works that puck up to Vigliotti, who snaps it forward for Koslevsky. And it was just out of his reach, and so this will be the Edge coming right back in the other direction. It's the Edge all the way into the offensive zone. Centering pass, Bickoff with the save. And that's the first shot on goal of the game. It's North Park trying to get that puck up and out. Fired to the side of the cage once more as the Edge have it there. The Edge throw it in front. All alone in front were the Edge for a minute. But it was Farrow and Koslevsky combining to get a stick on the puck. The Edge able to keep the zone, and they'll send it in deep once more. It's Farrow all over his man in the corner as Sweeney's on the ice with Samosi to try and get this puck up and out. Sweeney chips it out after Samosi had poked the puck off an Edge stick. The Edge will dump in once more. Farrow now on the puck. A bend-don't-break strategy so far from North Park as the Edge have enjoyed zone time, but only had the one chance at the side of the net. Now here comes North Park in the other direction. It's Tanoff carrying that puck deep into the zone. Koslevsky awaits in the slot. He's got a man on him, so hold fire for support for Tanoff, who is down behind the net. He pops right back up. Puck filtered in front. The Edge first to it, getting all the way across was Finkelstein to cut out any threat. As that puck sits in the North Park zone now, it's sent right back out by Finkelstein, dumped in once more by the Edge. This will be Farrow cycling the puck to the far side of the ice. The Edge with the puck in that far corner. They throw it in front. It's Meller on the puck now. He's going to use the glass to get that puck up and out. It's Grevitt shot out of a cannon. Nearly pulled the puck off a man. Instead, this will be the Edge taking over behind their own net. It's the Edge working that puck up to the top of the zone. Not out just yet. They get a second bite at the apple, but all the way over is Meller, who's back from his one-game suspension. And the Edge, though, do work it into the offensive zone. One-on-one with Farrow. Shot in wide of the cage. That puck bounces to the side. And then it was Bickoff with the, well, call it a freeze. Not sure it was a save. Might give him one here on the screen. As that puck had come to the side of the net. And Bickoff jumped on top of it. Met the stick of the Edge man at the same time. Regardless, the scoreboard stays the same. Goose eggs on it. As we tick toward 11 minutes left to play in this first period. Clean win by North Park on the faceoff. It was Keyworth who was looking for the home run pass up and out of the zone. It caught an Edge stick, and so North Park resets through Tenenbaum at the logo. He will dump and chase. The Edge first to it behind the net. They work it over to the near side as that puck hops over all sticks. Will it go for an icing? And it's the Edge first to it at the end line, but Keyworth had come back on a back check. He was able to intercept a pass. It's now North Park coming back in the other direction. Tenenbaum will body his man in the corner, jam up the puck, and get a stick on it. Looking for a trailer was North Park creeping in Halpern, but instead the Edge come away with it on a deflection. It's the Edge at the near circle. They hit their own trailer. One-timer shot in, kicked aside by Bickoff. It's now North Park trying to come away with the puck in their own zone. The Edge throw that puck in toward the side of the cage. They're trying to set something up in the slot, but it was Bickoff who threw the glove on it. And the ensuing rebound, it hit the post Now North Park will come back in the other direction. It's Keyworth back the other way. Keyworth all the way into the offensive end. Trapped there for a moment by the half wall that's all glass on that side of the ice. And so it'll be North Park having to reset at their own blue line through Farrow. Farrow on the puck, carries it into the offensive end. Still Farrow toward the side of the cage. Filters it toward the slot. It'll be the Edge coming away with it. The Edge now skating with speed. Back is Tanoff. He turns the Edge all the way into the offensive end. They shoot wide of the cage. And that puck bounces right off the glass. Samosi lays the wood behind the net. Pulls the puck off his man. And the intensity of the game picking up as that puck's trapped against the side of the cage for a moment. The Edge emerge with it. They throw it toward the slot. It goes all the way out of the zone. And now it'll be Keyworth on the forecheck, pushing his man back into the neutral zone so North Park can get a partial change. The Edge on the puck. They send it deep in the zone after touching it on the proper side of center ice. It's the Edge looking to come away with it. Thrown across the blue paint. Nobody home for the visitors. And so North Park able to get that puck up into the netting for a stoppage in play and a defensive zone draw upcoming with 8:55 left to go here in this first period. This will be a defensive zone draw near side of the ice. It'll be Meller to take. He's got Grebin, Klocek, and Halpern in the slot. It looks like, no, that's Finkelstein, 12, not 10. As it's North Park trying to chop this puck up and out of the zone. The Edge dump in once more. Sometimes you'll have to take my word for it, I should say, at World Ice, as the staircases do creep out and prevent you from seeing the near corners in both zones. It's North Park carrying it across into the offensive end, jammed in by Grebin and rejected by the Edge netminder, called into action for the first time here today. It's Halpern reaching to try and keep the zone. Puck hops over a stick, but coming across was Klocek, and he was able to jam up any zone break-in. Klocek now finds that rolling puck in his own zone, throws it right back up the near point, and the Edge have to track back to their own blue line to retrieve. Now the Edge into the offensive end, 2-on-2, they shoot in. Bickoff blockers that aside. It bounces up into the netting and out of play. So with 8:05 left to go in this first period, this is a defensive zone draw for North Park. It's Vigliotti, Keyworth, Farrow, Klocek, and Tanoff as the 5 skaters. Tenenbaum just makes sure that he's got all 5 on the ice before he steps up for the drop. It's Vigliotti able to send that puck out of the zone. He was looking for Keyworth. He found him. Keyworth dumps that into the offensive end. Giving chase now is Vigliotti. That puck's thrown up and out of the zone, so Tanoff tracks back, throws it off the boards right in front of the camera well here. The Edge battle for it and try to work it farther, but it's Keyworth coming across for the puck. Sends it over toward Vigliotti. Vigliotti on the puck. Tries to jab it farther. The Edge get the puck up and out of the zone. Tenenbaum will come across for support for his defenders. The Edge emerge with it in the slot. They fire that puck. It hits a stick, nearly hits the roof, fired wide of the cage eventually by the visitors, but they reset at that far point. Bouncing puck in, sticked aside by Bickoff. It's now the Edge trying to work that puck toward the net front, but Vigliotti retrieves. The Edge on the puck. They fire in. Bickoff blocker save. It's now North Park using the curved glass to get that puck up to the near point. Fired in once more. Deflected up. It's Bickoff diving for it. And he's able to reject what turned into a shot attempt by the Edge. The Edge reset all the way to the near side of the ice in the neutral zone. Sent right back out by Tanoff. Edge back on the puck. They'll track in. And the drop pass shot in and then gloved by Bickoff. So we get a stoppage in play with 6:46 left to go here in the first, and a defensive zone draw upcoming for the home team. Now it'll be Samosi at the dot, near side of the ice. Puck dropped. It's one forward by the Edge, but without control. And so the Edge take it at the blue line and dump in once more. That puck rolls all the way to the far corner. The Edge try to get something toward the net front there, but it was Halpern and Samosi who had combined to get the puck over to Klocek, who has a man draped on him. Rolling puck near half wall, back down in the corner, but North Park emerges with it. Koshlewski on the puck, tries to send it over towards Sweeney, just out of his reach, but it was a zone entry either way by North Park. North Park all the way across. Puck sits at the top of the far circle. Sweeney jousts with his man there. The Edge come away with it, and they'll come back in the other direction. Long Island Edge now looking for a back post pass, but it was Bickoff with the big stick to send that just wide. It's the Edge still trying to get something toward the net front, but North Park able to get on the puck on the near side and then send the puck up the strong side here. Bouncing puck finds Samosi. It was good work by Halpern down low to get that puck out of the North Park zone. Koslewski now will give chase as that puck sits in the near offensive corner and North Park can make a change. The Edge throw that puck right up and out of the zone. Farrow finds it. Meller dumps it in. And now he will give chase. Will Julian Meller. It's a puck that gets cycled around by the Edge behind their net and then sent up at that far side. Tanoff able to jam his man up with a hit just as the puck had hit the Edge man's stick. North Park keeps the zone through Farrow. Back down for Meller. Cycle game now picking up here for North Park just a little bit. Trying to grind the Edge down and tilt the ice is the home team. It's Finkelstein on the puck. He throws it across. Jab attempt by Meller goes just wide. North Park still with the puck. Grebin shoots in. That's kicked aside by the Edge. Meller on the puck now. Cycles it for Finkelstein. Finkelstein right on back to behind the net for Grebin. Grebin looking for Meller in front. No passive lane. And so the shot ends up going just wide. It's Farrow now shooting in. As players upended into the net for North Park, we play on. It was Meller jousting with his man in front. He picks up the puck in the far corner. Meller on the puck, bangs it on up to Tanoff, who fires in. That shot was blocked to the side. 3 shots on the sequence right now for North Park, who still control the puck. What a shift here by the white sweaters as the Edge finally able to clear that puck all the way down. It'll go for an icing. And so we can get our shots on goal right on the screen. It was a big push there from North Park with a trio of shots, but the Edge stand tall, and this remains a 0-0 game with 4:17 left to go in the first. It's Tenenbaum at the near dot. That puck sits, and it's worked in by Keyworth. Tenenbaum fires on it. The Edge man at the puck at the same time, and so the Edge look to come away with it at the end boards. Thrown in front off the side of the cage. The Edge control in that far corner. They'll send it up, but not past Keyworth, who finds Klochek all the way across back post. They were looking for Vigliotti just out of his reach. It was a good stick lift in the end by the Edge, and now it's North Park sending the puck out of their defensive end. Vigliotti for Halpern. Halpern on up. Look out. It's Tenenbaum, and he shoots, and it's scored. Well, it was Tenenbaum who was able to find the back of the net there on a nifty play. Vigliotti for Halpern, and Tenenbaum able to find the back of the net on the wrister glove side. And just like that, it's a 1-0 North Park lead with 3:44 left to go in the first. This is Meller at center ice. Wins it over to Klochek. Klochek up for Finkelstein, who dumps on in. Grebin now. First to the puck, able to kick it to his skate. He was looking for Meller, who was sneaking in through the slot there. Had they been able to combine, it would have been a clean look at the net for the old 93. Grebin gets it back anyway in the offensive end. Grebin side of the cage. Throws it across, jabbed in front, bouncing puck. It'll be the Edge coming away with it all the way up the left wing. Klochek gets back. That's going to come in on Bickoff, who will cover the puck up with a man right in front of him. And so counted as a shot on goal for the Edge. Nothing more, though, with 3:09 left to go in this first period. Near circle drop in the defensive zone for North Park. Now this will be Meller at the dot. Puck won by Meller all the way across the zone and sent up and out there by Finkelstein. Finkelstein right in front of his own bench, jousting for the puck on that far side of the ice. He's got support from Tanoff, and then coming all the way across there was Grebin, and it's dumped in by the Edge. Farrow with the puck behind his own net, goes around a man behind the net, fires that puck up, but not out just yet. So Tanoff back for it, uses the glass, sends the puck up and out, And this will be the Edge with the puck. They use it, the boards on the near side of the ice, but Farah will take over. It's Koslewski now working that puck up towards Sweeney. Sweeney chips it farther, and he gives chase. It's Sweeney on the forecheck as the Edge emerge with it near side. Koslewski fires on his man, but a bouncing puck is going to leave the zone as Samosi had come across to cover for the pinching Farah. Puck pumped right back up by North Park. The Edge take over in the neutral zone. They look to dump in. Puck goes off a player on the zone entry. Farah now first through it. A nice feathered pass up to Samosi. Samosi on the puck. He'll carry it farther out of the defensive zone and look to dump in. Icing already waved. Too many players near that puck who could have touched it on the Samosi dump in, but the puck's going to leave the Edge zone anyway. Halpern chips it on over to Farah. Farah on the wrist. He can dump in and go for a change. Halpern will stay out. It's Samosi and Koslewski, on the forecheck as the Edge emerge with it. They'll send it all the way across the ice. It's Klocek now pushing his man wide. The Edge try to turn the corner. They fire in. Bickoff with the save. Puck stays loose, and Klocek picks it up and sends it across to Sweeney. Sweeney looks to gain the line. He does. He dumps in and goes for a change so that 5 fresh skaters can stay out there for North Park as the Edge will pick it up near side of the ice. It was Tenenbaum on the forecheck there, joined by Keyworth, and it'll be Halpern to settle that puck down in his own end. Fires it right back out of his defensive zone, and it's Keyworth picking that puck up, trying to skate it in, but it's offside as it got caught in his skates, and Vigliotti was expecting the quick pass, and so it's a neutral zone drop with 1:03 left to go in this first period. And it's Tenenbaum, Keyworth, Vigliotti, Halpern, and Klocek as the 5 skaters on the ice. Halpern across for Klocek, up to Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum chips it forward there for Keyworth, but a quick whistle on an offside call with 57 seconds left to go, as North Park not complaining too much about the whistle for offside. And so typically when you don't see any players complaining about the call, you know it was absolutely right. Complaints don't mean the call was wrong, but if nobody raises their hand to say, hey, what's going on, you know that it's likely the call was the right one. In any event, North Park will cycle the puck into the offensive end here as the Edge pick it on up near side of the ice. It's the Edge on the puck at the near half wall. It's dumped in once more, though, by North Park. Giving chase is Keyworth. He's first to it in that far corner. Works it up to Klocek. Klocek at the point. Fired in. Fought off by the Edge. And so now this will be a stoppage in play after the hit at the end boards. It looks like it will be the captain going to the box here. We'll see exactly what the call is, but with 27 seconds left to go in this first period, it'll be a power play for the Edge on the roughing call against Keyworth. And so, assuming no goals or calls in this last 26.8, we will have a power play for the Edge that bridges the 2 periods. All right, 2 minutes on the board for the roughing call. This will be Meller at the dot, try and kill this penalty. The Edge win that up to the near half wall. Meller all over his man there, and it was Halpern who nearly got that puck out, but Meller was able to send it past the blue line. The Edge have to reset. Meller, aggressive forecheck, dumps that into the Edge zone, and there's 11 seconds left to go here in the opening frame. It's the Edge coming back in the other direction. He'll pick up that puck at the offensive blue line, but it's Klocek just jamming it into the half wall, and that'll do it for this first period. It's North Park 1, the Edge nothing, still 1:34 left to go on the power play for the Edge. Stick around, we'll be back. 15 more on the board right after these messages from our sponsors.
Hockey fans, this Tuesday you have a very important choice to make. It will change your life for the rest of your life.
You have the ability to ban one obnoxious hockey phrase shouted by parents. Will it be skate? Get back on defense?
A vote against shoot is a vote for peace, happiness, and America. On Tuesday, choose wisely. Vote against shoot.
They're asking me to go out to dinner with them on Friday. What do I say?
Just act normal. Tell them that dinner would be lovely, and it will be great to see them for the first time in 10 months.
With the Happy Hockey Helper, you too can pretend to be a normal human who hasn't spent the last decade in hockey rinks. It's the Happy Hockey Helper, a substitute personality for the one you lost at the rink a long time ago.
All right, just as we promised, 15 more on the board. Still 134 left to go on the roughing call against North Park. And so they'll be shorthanded for the next 94 seconds. Goaltenders being checked, scorekeeper being checked. We are ready to roll here for the period of the long change from World Ice Arena. The teams have switched sides. It's Meller at the dot, winning that back toward Klocek. Halpern to retrieve the puck in his own end. Spins that up to the point, but it's not out as the rolling puck does eventually leave. Commentator's curse on that puck staying in the zone. It's now the Edge carrying into the offensive end. They try to carry that puck just a bit deeper, but they'll fire in from the high slot. And now the Edge try to work it up to the point once more. They do. Puck sits over at that far side. The Edge just trying to get a shot on goal here as that puck rolls to the side of the cage. The Edge have it back. They work it up to the top of the slot once more and fire it to the top of the nearest circle, trying to set something up, but it's Klocek all over his man. He upends him. Puck stays in the zone. It's Halpern across to try and pick up that puck at the end boards. Rolling puck will sit there as Halpern's pinned against those end boards. The Edge have it at the far point. It's the Edge playing a little pitch and catch at the blue line. All the way across it comes. And the Edge have that puck in the slot. It's jabbed up by Meller. And he tries to skate that puck out. He does. Puck all the way out of the zone. North Park will give chase. It's North Park now on the forecheck, trying to keep that puck in the offensive end. Instead, the Edge gain the zone once more. 15 seconds left to go on the man advantage as the Edge fire in. That takes a deflection to the near corner. Edge on the puck, and they work it over to the far side. Just about 5-on-5 hockey here coming on up as North Park sends that off the boards. It's going to be on net, and so it'll get stopped there as Grebin makes sure that the Edge netminder continues the freeze to buy an offensive zone draw on what's going to be 5-on-5 hockey for North Park. Go ahead and get that clock right. Sorry, 13:24 left to go in this second period. 5-on-5 hockey once again. This is Tenenbaum at the dot. One all the way up to the far point, fired in by Farrow. The Edge cut out the shot before it reaches the goal mouth. And so this will be Tanoff all the way back for the puck. It's jabbed off the near boards. The Edge pour right into the offensive zone. It's the Edge on the puck. Here are the end boards, but first to it is Tenenbaum. Works it up to Vigliotti. Vigliotti on the puck all the way across the logo and into the offensive end. Tries to get that puck into the offensive zone before his compatriots, but it's North Park just a bit offside. And so we'll do it all over again with a face-off just outside the Edge zone. Vigliotti, Keyworth, Tenenbaum, Farrow, and Tanoff as the five skaters in white. It's Tenenbaum winning it over to Keyworth. Keyworth dumps in. The Edge pick up in their own end. They work it off the boards near side. Tanoff cuts out that pass in the neutral zone. And it's a soft pass. A tight shot and scored. Oh boy, it was Tenenbaum again. He was able to take that puck and knock it past the netminder there for the Edge on a tight angle shot. Peyton Tenenbaum absolutely taking the game into his own hands there as he found the back of the net with 12:47 left to go in this second period. It'll be Meller on the ensuing faceoff. Wins it over toward Grebin. Puck dumped in. Farrow gives chase. It's Farrow on the puck in his own end. behind his net. He's got Tanoff manning the front of the cage. The Edge try to surround the puck there. Rolling puck was sticked aside by Bickoff at first, and then shot wide by the Edge. Ensuing shot comes in. Shot in once more. It's Bickoff sticking aside that bouncing puck once again. And this will be Grebin hauled down there in the neutral zone. It'll be a penalty there on the Edge, who are trying to get Grebin to take a retaliatory penalty after he was held. It would have been a yellow card in soccer as Grebin was hooked, and the Edge will go to the box here. So during the sequence, a couple of shots on goal by the Edge. Grebin was sprung by the headman pass. And now North Park with 12:20 left to go in the second. Up 2 goals, about to be up a man for the next 2 minutes, unless they score first. This is Tenenbaum, Meller, Grebin, Halpern, and Keyworth as power play unit number 1 over the boards for Coach Will. And it's Tenenbaum winning that forward toward Grebin, fired all the way around the curved wall by the Edge, and now they come away with it. Reaching for the puck was Keyworth. It was Halpern who had come across to help him. And the Edge will dump in to try and kill off some of this penalty that they took on the hook when Grebin was sprung earlier. It's Halpern ducking out of a big hit over there, maintaining possession of the puck and finding Tenenbaum. He of the 2 goals already in this game. It's Keyworth all the way across into the offensive zone. Drops it back toward Halpern. Halpern right back toward Keyworth. Keyworth settles the puck down, finds Halpern top of the slot. Halpern across for Tenenbaum. Back to Halpern, top of the slot. It's good puck movement here by North Park. The one-timer goes just wide. North Park trying to get control of this puck once more. They spin it up to Halpern, near side of the ice. Halpern back down toward the near half wall. Tenenbaum finds the bumper and Grebin shot, and it's saved, and then hits the post on the shot end. Still a minute to go on this power play for the home team. It's Keyworth, top of the far circle. Drops it off for Halpern all the way across, trying to find the bumper again. Puck deflected just wide. Tenenbaum awaits at the near point. It's Grebin trying to get it to him. Puck spun down just a bit deeper. The Edge will take over, and they fire that up into the North Park bench. And we'll get a stoppage in play with 11:02 left to go in this middle frame. It's going to be an offensive zone draw for North Park. Nothing more just yet on this power play for the home team. We look for the puck in the North Park bench here. And North Park will have to dig into the puck bag to find a few more, as that puck was up and out of play. All right, officials seem satisfied with the quantity of pucks they have in their pocket. Not sure about the quality, but, you know. This will be Meller at the dot, trying to win that back toward the point. It's the Edge who are able to get the puck up and out. No icing on a penalty kill, and so it's the Edge trying to get there before Tenenbaum, but Tenenbaum beats his man. Halpern takes over, far side of the defensive zone. He's going to skate this puck up and out of trouble. He passes it up toward Keyworth, who was that was Grebin who was looking to get a touch on the puck, but it hopped over his stick and goes for an icing against the home team. So 22 seconds left to go on the man advantage here for North Park. And this will be a defensive zone draw, far side of the ice. Meller, Grebin, Tenenbaum, Halpern, and Keyworth out there to take the drop with 10:42 left to go in this second period. It's Tenenbaum at the dot there. It's chipped across the slot, and Halpern picks it up. Halpern with a man on him, works that puck up to the far half wall. Keyworth will stalk back into his zone to relieve some of the pressure. Halpern will now find Grebin in the neutral zone. It's Grebin carrying that puck into the offensive end. Grebin all the way across, looking for a trailer, shot in. And that puck hit the side of the cage, as well as the body in front. Tenenbaum takes over at the near point. Cycled down just a bit deeper to Meller. Puck hops up to Tenenbaum, and it's kicked aside on the shot by the Edge netminder, and then fired up and out of the zone. And so North Park will have to track back. It's 5-on-5 hockey now as Halpern picks up that puck. Both teams have killed off a penalty here in this second frame, fired in by the Edge, but the Ice Monster able to get to that shot first. It never reaches the goaltender. It's now Samosi trying to body the puck for Kashlevsky. He does. Kashlevsky gains the line, dumps in, and gives chase. North Park can complete its change now as the Edge take over in their own end. Puck sent up the center of the ice. Kashlevsky cuts out that pass. Samosi across. bodies his man. The edge carry it into the offensive end. Drop pass connects. Shot goes wide of the cage. It's now North Park trying to get this puck up and out. Cycled deeper by the edge. Farrow on the puck. It's jabbed off an edge stick and then up and out on the pass to the slot by the visitors. So they have to come all the way back to their end of the ice as we tick toward 9 minutes left to play in this second period. It's the edge on the puck in their own end. North Park jousting for it in the near corner. 4 players in on the puck right now as it's the edge emerging with it up past the near point. Tanoff able to collect the puck momentarily, but here come the edge and what would have been a mini 2-on-1. Puck hopped off a stick, then comes out to the slot. These end boards are springy here at World Ice, and Bickoff was aware of the danger as he was able to get a stick and put that puck just past any edge shooter. Fired in wide of the cage from neutral ice and then dumped out of the zone into the edge bench by North Park. And so with 8:32 left to go in this second period, it's going to be a defensive zone draw for the home team. Now Grebin, Finkelstein, Meller, Halpern, and Klochek on the ice for North Park. This will come to Bickoff's left. And it's Meller at the dot there. Wins it over toward Finkelstein, who throws it up to the point and then prevents the long dump in by the edge. The edge try again. They get it to the near corner. It's now the edge trying to work that puck out of the near corner toward a shooting lane, and they keep the puck in the zone at the blue line. They throw it to some open ice to the edge. Halpern fires on the puck in that far corner, but it's the edge in tight. They try to stick it past Bickoff. He makes the save, and the rebound shot wide. It's Finkelstein who sends that puck up and out, and the edge have to reset at the logo. Long shot in, goes wide of the cage, functions as a dump in as Klochek has the puck and works it up the far side of the ice. He was looking for Finkelstein on that side of the ice. North Park's going to dump in. The edge will dump in. North Park gives chase. It's the edge on the puck. They'll cycle it around to the far side. Finkelstein will be first to it. Works it deeper in his zone to buy some time and ice for his colleague in Halpern. Halpern sends that puck up and out. It's going to go all the way down across the end line, though, with 7:28 left to play in this second period. And so it will be a defensive zone drop for North Park. And Farrow, Tanoff, Keyworth, Tenenbaum, and Vigliotti out there in the white sweaters. Again, to Bickoff's left. Tenenbaum wins that, but it comes toward the slot, does the puck, and so Bickoff able to just throw the glove on it as it softly rolled in his direction. Technically a shot on goal, but every goaltender will tell you, if those are the shots, they love them. As that puck had just rolled in very softly against Bickoff's leg pad, he was able to throw the big mitt on top of it, and we'll do it all over again from the far circle. Tenenbaum chops that puck on the face-off. It bounces around a few times, but it was Vigliotti clearing it up toward Keyworth, and then the edge dump in once more. Farrow able to kick the puck to his stick, and he works it back toward Tanoff. Tanoff now tries to get the puck up and out. It's the edge, though, coming across in the slot, and they look to get a shot on goal. Instead, North Park able to dump that up and out of the zone. The edge have to reset. They do, far side of the ice, but it's Keyworth who picks up the spinning puck, and now the edge dump in from afar. Tanoff first to it, works it up to Tenenbaum. The edge take over once more in the neutral zone. It's the edge trying that far side of the ice once more. Farrow first to it. He's going to skate this puck behind his net and get on his forehand. It's a soft pass up to Vigliotti, who turns for the puck. Vigliotti with some speed toward the offensive zone. He dumps and gives chase. Tenenbaum across for puck support. It's the edge nearly getting that puck on a stick. Instead, rolling puck sent all the way around to the far side of the edge zone. The edge try to break out, but it's Kishlevsky keeping that puck in the zone momentarily at least. 6:17 left to go in this second period as the edge fire the puck all the way across front of the North Park bench. They have to reset, do the visitors. Chipped up into the neutral zone by the edge as a couple of North Park men nearly upended. Tanoff first to it, fires that off a teammate, gets the puck over to Vigliotti, and Vigliotti resets for Tanoff, but the edge able to touch that puck up and out of the zone. Tanoff back for it, jams it off the boards. We get a whistle here, as it must have been an offside call. on North Park. The official explaining he thought it hit the net. In fact, it hit the glass, but North Park wanted a change anyway, and so it functions just as well for the home team. It'll be a center ice drop after the erroneous whistle from the man in stripes. Explanation to the North Park bench as to what happened, but onward we play. And so it's Samosi back for the puck on that far side of the ice. Halpern works it over to Klocek, back to Samosi. Carried farther in the defensive zone by North Park. Dumped once more by the edge. And now they get stick on puck to the edge. They work it up to the point, but out of the zone the puck goes. And so the edge will have to reset. Far side of the ice, they dump in. Klocek first to it. And tries to cycle it around for his defensive pair in Halpern. Puck comes up to the half wall, though. It was Sweeney who was able to work it up for Samosi after a nifty pass from Klocek. Samosi on the puck, throws it toward the slot. Nearly touched home by Koslewski, but an edge defender made an important intervention there on the pass, and then the edge dumped that puck all the way down. Should go for an icing, and does. With 4:59 left to go in this second period, it'll be an offensive zone drop for North Park. Well, it's Klocek, Finkelstein, Meller, Grebin, and Halpern out there as the five skaters in white. And this faceoff will be at the far circle. Meller at the far dot. That over toward the half wall, but the edge will come away with it and skate it up the right wing. And it's now the edge pouring forward into the offensive end. Fired in front. Puck still loose in front. Swept aside by North Park. Grebin back for it behind his own cage. It was a pick-off stop and an intervention by a North Park stick that got that puck clear. It's now North Park getting that puck up to the near point, but no farther just yet, as North Park jousting for the puck at the near half wall, rolling puck all the way to the near corner, and it'll be Halpern trying to get that puck up and out. The edge dump in once more, far side of the ice, watching his man wide there is Halpern. He did good work to get that puck toward the end boards, and then the edge try to jam that puck in, and we'll get some whistles here as the edge mixing it up in front of the net. And it looks like Klocek trying to keep his netminder clean, but the fisticuffs continue, if you can call it that. There's more shoving than anything else. So we'll see what the paperwork says here. With 4:13 left to go in the second period, looks like it'll be Klocek to the box. We'll see if any edge player goes as well, but it was Klocek with a little pushing and shoving in front of his net. And still some official conversations here at the net front between the officials. That's what makes them official conversations. See if anybody from the edge here heads toward the box, or the faceoff's going to stay down in the North Park end. And the edge pleading their case here, but taking the long skate on over to the box. And so it's going to be one aside here, and we'll see if it's two calls against North Park or just 5-on-5 hockey. 4:13 left to play in this middle frame. And the officials still conversing here as to what the call may be, as this is going to function like a mini timeout here. Roughing on North Park, roughing on the edge. And we just await the explanation as to whether it'll be 5-on-5. Now it's Klocek just asking a few questions of the officials, explaining that he was defending himself after a contact with his mouth. And in any event, both players remaining in the box, so you assume coincidental minors there, no one headed toward the locker room, so perhaps no farther discipline on that. Got 4 North Park skaters on the ice, though. 5 for the edge. Here comes Fair to complete the quintuplet for North Park. So it'll be 5-on-5 hockey here with 4:13 remaining to play. Shots 17-9 in the Edge favor. As there's still some more discussion from the North Park bench. Faceoff should come out of the zone, and now it will. That's Coach Raynar reminding the officials there. Can't start the faceoff in the North Park end when there are coincidental minors, and so this comes just outside the North Park zone. And we will be ready to play hockey finally here from World Ice Arena after an extended delay on the paperwork and calls in front of the North Park goal. In any event, it's Vigliotti taking that faceoff win, working it up to Keyworth, who dumps in. Now there's going to be a call against the Edge on the hit on Vigliotti. The Edge do not like the call, but the official explaining that he just had a long talk with the players about contact after the puck's released, and it'll be the Edge to the box. And so 5-on-4 hockey coming up here for the home team. Power play unit number 1 over the boards. After the roughing call against the Edge, 2 minutes put up on the board, 4:06 remain to go in this middle frame. And it's Meller, Keyworth, Halpern, Tenenbaum, and Grevin as the 5 skaters in white. Tenenbaum went on the faceoff, but the Edge looked to come away with it up to the point. Halpern able to operate in some tight real estate. Meller nearly home all alone. Instead, the puck on a deflection rolls to Keyworth. Keyworth over for Meller. Meller on the puck now, works it off the curved wall up to Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum settles that puck down. He's got a man in front of him, and so he shuffles it on down toward Meller. Right back up to Tenenbaum. Some open ice now for Halpern. Across for Keyworth, who wanted the one-timer, but he was moving his feet there, and the puck just a little bit on edge, so he settles it down for Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum on the puck now. He'll drift in. He curls with it, works it up to Halpern. Halpern right back off the boards for Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum tries to work it across, but it's Halpern able to keep the zone. The Edge had left the zone early there, and it's fired across. Puck spilled in front, touched home by Meller. Well, I'm not sure we got that replay right for you, but it was Meller diving across the blue paint there to touch that home and give North Park a 3-goal lead on the man advantage with 3:14 left to play in the second period. It's all of a sudden North Park 3, the Edge nothing. This will be Tenenbaum at center ice. Vigliotti to his right. Keyworth to his left. It's the Edge trying to work that puck forward, but Vigliotti stands his man up, and then Tanoff finds Keyworth. Screen shot in from the blue line, saved nicely by the Edge. It's now North Park through Tanoff firing that in, and that's frozen by the Edge. So a couple of shots on goal by the home team, and a freeze by the Edge with 2:55 remaining to play here in the second. It'll be a face-off on the near side of the ice in the Edge zone. Tenenbaum at the dot. Puck sits at the dot as a couple of players converge on it. It's Tenenbaum emerging with the puck. Near side of the ice. Thinks about dropping it deeper for Vigliotti. Give and go was on with Keyworth there. Just not enough real estate, and so the Edge able to get that puck across the neutral zone, but it was Tanoff cutting out the threat at the logo. The Edge pick up. They dump in. Tenenbaum will give chase and work that puck to the far side of the ice. Keyworth gets it, sends it all the way down to the opposite end, but it's Vigliotti who's able to race his man and beat him to the puck. The Edge will take over once more in their own end, but we'll get a call here as there's some jousting. It looks like it'll be Vigliotti to the box after the players mixed it up at the near half wall. And so Vigliotti heads to the box, and he'll join Klochek over there. So it must have been a 2-10 against the players who initially went off on the coincidental minors. And then, of course, the Edge took a penalty on which North Park scored to make it a 3-0 hockey game. But now North Park up 3 goals, down a man for the next 2 minutes after the call against Vigliotti. Out comes Tanoff. as the fourth skater here for North Park. It's Finkelstein, Meller, Alpern, and Tanoff as the penalty killers on the ice. That puck one toward the slot by the edge. They fire in. Bickoff goes down. The shot goes wide. Alpern able to fire that off the boards. It takes a strange carom off a stanchion, and it leaves the zone, so the Edge reset at their own blue line. It's the Edge across the neutral zone into the offensive end. Rolling puck touched farther there by the Edge. Meller had done well to stand up his man, and now North Park fires that puck all the way around. Always takes strange caroms off that half wall on the far side, as it's a glass half wall, and so you never know where the puck may go. In any event, it's the Edge trying to find the bumper on this power play. Instead, puck rolls all the way out of the offensive end. They pick it up in the neutral zone, and they'll re-enter. It's the Edge dumping on in, as Halpern will be first to this puck. Flicks it over to the near side for Meller. Meller with two men on him. He works it up to the near point, not out. Stepping into one here are the Edge. They fire in. Bickoff kicks that to the far corner. Ensuing shot goes wide. The Edge picking it up once more in the near corner. They work it up to the top of the slot. Back down to the top of the near circle. Fired in. It hits the outside of the iron. And then a rolling puck is gobbled up by Bickoff. And so it goes down as just one shot on the gobble up by the big number 4 in North Park's goal. 1:05 left to go in this period. 48 seconds left to go on the man advantage for the visitors here at World Ice. This is Klocek, Grebin, Halpern, and Tenenbaum as the penalty killers out there for North Park. This will be Tenenbaum at the dot. Chips that puck forward. It stays in the zone, but it's picked off there by Grebin, and he chases it down into the offensive end. It's Grebin trying to release a snapshot there on net. The Edge will come away with it as that puck was still hopping, and there was stick on puck by the Edge. The Edge will come right back in the other direction. Up the left wing they come across, but it was Halpern who was able to guide that puck to the near corner and pick it up and flick it on out of the zone. There'll be no icing here as North Park is on a penalty kill. Grebin all over his man on the forecheck, tries to pull that puck off him, and it's a drop pass that connects for the Edge in their own end. 7 seconds left to go on the man advantage here for the Edge as they work that puck up and out. It's the Edge all the way across into the offensive end. The Edge on the puck. They try to filter it farther. Tenenbaum gobbles that puck up and sends it to the corner. North Park tries to kill off what's remaining in this period by pinning that puck in the corner. Unable to do so as the whistle goes with 7 seconds left, but it is back to 5-on-5 hockey here at World Ice. It'll be a defensive zone drop for the home team, but they'll hope to see out the rest of this period by winning this faceoff on the far side of the defensive zone. This will be Tenenbaum at the dot. Samosi and Klocek in the slot. Grebin at the near circle. In case the puck rolls over that far, he could spring himself on a breakaway. The Edge have that puck at the far point. Fired in, fought off by Bickoff. And there goes the buzzer. So after 2, it's North Park 3. The Edge nothing. Stick around. We'll be right back after a few words from our sponsors for the third period. This is Midnight Sports.
Hockey fans, this Tuesday you have a very important choice to make. It will change your life for the rest of your life.
You have the ability to ban one obnoxious hockey phrase shouted by parents. Will it be skate? Get back on defense?
A vote against shoot is a vote for peace, happiness, and America. On Tuesday, choose wisely. Vote against shoot.
They're asking me to go out to dinner with them on Friday. What do I say?
Just act normal. Tell them that dinner would be lovely, and it will be great to see them for the first time in 10 months.
With the Happy Hockey Helper, you too can pretend to be a normal human who hasn't spent the last decade in hockey rinks. It's the Happy Hockey Helper, a substitute personality for the one you lost at the rink a long time ago.
All right, 15 on the board. We're going to do it one last time here from World Ice on the weekend. It's North Park with a 3-goal lead. The Edge have the shot advantage here tonight, but it's North Park who's looking to try and win one final period here to come away with the W in the standings. This will be Farrow on the puck in his own end, working it over toward Grebin. Grebin carries it just a bit deeper as he had a man on him on the strong side, and so that puck worked to the far half wall, fired across. It misses all sticks. The Edge will have to pick it up near side. They dump it in once more. Tanoff now fires on the puck in that far corner, and it's shot all the way across the crease once more, but no Edge stick there to touch it home, and so the Edge without a stick try to keep that puck in the zone. Instead, it was Tanoff who found Grebin with speed. Grebin into the offensive end, goes past a man. Meller touches that puck farther to the end boards. It's now a puck that's racked all the way up to the near point for Farrow to pick up. He has to leave the zone with it, leaves it over for Tanoff. That puck is floated in by North Park, and it'll be the Edge emerging with it, but only so far as Meller in the neutral zone. Meller fires it all the way across and dumps it back in. North Park trying to play a conservative game here on the dump ins to prevent any odd man rush for the Edge. Some quick changes here for North Park as Tenenbaum is out there on the forecheck. Tanoff has stayed out. Keyworth on the ice, joined by Halpern and Bigliotti. Halpern works that puck up and out of the zone once more. The Edge have to reset at the offensive blue line. This time they'll dump it. Halpern to pick up that puck. He racks it around the near side of the ice. It's going to leave the North Park zone, and Keyworth touch pass to Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum into the offensive end. It's Tenenbaum on a hat trick, shoots, and that puck is shrugged off by the netminder for the Edge. It's now Keyworth who fires in. That's saved nicely once more by the Edge. North Park has that puck back once more. They work it up to Halpern. Halpern fires in. 2 more shots there for North Park as they look to get that puck back toward the net front. It sits in the near corner. It's pinned against a couple of skates. Gets loose, does the puck, as it's worked up to Halpern, who fires in once more. Bigliotti deflects that down, and it'll be the Edge coming back in the other direction. They're creeping up at the North Park blue line, are the Edge for a home run pass, but the pass was expertly cut out by North Park once more. Onward we play. The Edge with the puck near side of the ice. They'll travel through the neutral zone, but only so far as Halpern, who sends the puck right back in the other direction. It's Koszlewski now on the forecheck, as the Edge have to take that puck behind their own net. They work it up the near side of the ice. The Edge on the puck behind the net, and they survey their options to try and get this puck out of their own end. It's Samosi now on the forecheck. He comes away with the puck. He gets tripped, and he's bought himself a penalty against the Edge. Did Samosi, the dogged forechecking by Samosi, and he found the puck at his feet. And as soon as he picked it up, he was tripped up by the Edge man behind the net. And so with 12:13 left to go in this game, it's a North Park power play. It'll be Meller, Halpern, Tenenbaum, Keyworth out there as the skaters for North Park. And it's Tenenbaum first to the puck in his own end as the Edge dump on in on the penalty kill. He's able to kick it up to Keyworth, who's got Grebin and Meller out there with him. And Grebin able to stick lift his man. He throws it toward the slot. Creeping in was Tenenbaum. But the Edge first to that puck. And they'll come back in the opposite direction. Shot fired wide by the Edge. Comes to the side of the cage. Chipped around by the Edge. Fired across. It's a body. Tenenbaum will pick that puck up. Tenenbaum up to Keyworth. Keyworth across the neutral zone. He's going to find Tenenbaum there. Puck gets caught in a skate, though, and it'll be Bickoff out of his cage to work that puck on up toward Halpern. Halpern with 1:10 left to go on this man advantage, able to shovel that puck across for Grebin. Grebin on the puck into the offensive end. He dumps and gives chase. Grebin on the puck all the way around now, as he had worked that for Bigliotti. Puck comes to the side of the cage. Samosi all over his man behind the net. He, of course, Rafi Samosi, was the one who had gotten North Park on the power play here after he was tripped up. Puck comes all the way through the blue paint, fired in, shot and scored! Grebin, who was able to pick up that puck, shoot and score on the near side. It was a tight angle, but it was a rebound that he spotted before anyone else, and he was able to put that one home on the man advantage. And just like that, a couple of power play tallies for North Park. To increase their lead to 4 here with 10:56 remaining to go in this game. As the scorekeepers just try to wipe the penalty off the board, we'll be ready to roll. 5-on-5 hockey. It's Samosi at the dot. The Edge try to chip that forward into the offensive end. They do, and now give chase. Bodying a man there was Tanoff. Shot comes off the side of the cage. The Edge circling in front. Bouncing puck still loose in front. Caught between a couple of skates as Bickoff has the strong leg pad in the way. Should the Edge try to get something on net. That puck stopped by Samosi, but then touched home by the Edge. And just like that, they break the seal on the scoreboard and turn this into a 4-1 hockey game. After the puck had pinballed around in the low slot. And so they get one right back after the power play goal by North Park. It's the Edge finding the back of the net with 10:33 remaining to go. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave for those cars early, folks. As it's a 3-goal hockey game now, it'll be Tenenbaum on the ensuing faceoff. Keyworth to his left, Bigliotti to his right. Halpern and Klocek as the defenders. Puck one forward by the Edge. Halpern fires on it in his own end, works it up toward Keyworth, who tries to swipe it farther. It's Klocek who finds Tenenbaum at the blue line. Tenenbaum through the neutral zone, gains the line and dumps in. Keyworth on the forecheck. The Edge on the puck at the end boards. They'll work it around to the far side of the ice. Klocek's pinched all the way in. Tenenbaum assumes his position at the far point. The Edge come away with it behind their net. Bigliotti on the forecheck. Keyworth joins him. The Edge try to work that puck up and out. They do to the neutral zone. It's the Edge all the way into the offensive end. Bigliotti able to body a man there. On the dump in, Halpern picks up, spins it off the curved wall. He was looking for Keyworth. It took a strange carom. How many times have you heard that here tonight? But it's the Edge coming right back into the offensive end. Side of the cage, looking in the slot are the Edge. They fire in. Shot goes high and wide. And so the Edge have to pick it up far side of the ice. It was Keyworth trying to bat the puck farther, but it's the Edge dumping in once more. Puck fired up by Klocek. All the way up and out of the zone. Tenenbaum picks up. He's got Grebin joining 2-on-2 across for Grebin. Tries to touch it home. It's saved nicely by the Edge and sent up and out of the zone. And so back for it is Klocek all the way toward Halpern. Halpern now gains the line. He'll dump in once more. It's a puck sent deep into the zone. The linesman didn't like the dump in as it came too close to him. But of course, North Park just trying to play a territorial game here. Not sure that they're all that interested in worrying about where the linesman is on a dump in any event. This is Meller saucering that puck on up. Fired in by North Park. Saved nicely by the Edge once more. It's now covered up by the Edge. So a couple of shots on goal by North Park. Meller was in front there. The Edge did well to cover up. It was Meller with a diving goal on the third goal for North Park when that puck sat in the blue paint. And so you know when Meller's near the crease, you have to cover everything up as quickly as possible. Otherwise, he'll be right on top of it and putting it in the back of the net. It's the aforementioned Meller at the draw, able to win that forward. Finkelstein works it over to the near side of the ice. Fairhouse pinched in to try and keep the zone. Throws it toward the slot. It's the Edge first to it. And they're able to get that puck up and out of the zone. Now Grebin on the puck, works it through the neutral zone. The Edge will take over in front of the camera well here. It's the Edge now with some speed toward the offensive end. They're able to stay on side, so Grebin will turn for it with 8:15 left to go in this game. Sent all the way up and out. Should go for an icing and does with 8:10 left to play. It'll be a defensive zone draw for North Park. Folks, a reminder, North Park back in action next weekend. A pair of double headers. 4 games next weekend, 2 against the Hershey Junior Bears out at McKay Ice Rink in Englewood, New Jersey, and then 2 down in Colmar, PA at Hatfield Ice against the Genesis Hockey Club. Try to carry 3 of those 4 games for you right here on Midnight Sports, subject to carrier restrictions. Go ahead and give Midnight Sports a like, follow, or subscription and you won't miss a moment of all the North Park 18U action. This is Samosi behind the cage. The edge, try to jam that out. Look out. The break is on here as Kishlevsky in a sprint with the edge man who sends that puck up to the North Park blue line. It's North Park back on the puck. Kishlevsky able to pass it to himself near side of the ice. He picks it up there, tries to send it on up to Samosi, who was awaiting at the point. Samosi keeps the puck in the zone, dumps it just a bit deeper. He and Kishlevsky combine to jam up the puck in the offensive end here. And it's now cycled a bit deeper for Sweeney at the end boards. Puck then sent all the way across by the edge, and it's Klochek firing that puck in the zone. It's a delayed offside. North Park doesn't care, though, because they were able to get back on defense and touch up. It's now the edge trying to send that puck farther. Samosi in the way at first. The edge will dump on in, but Halpern catches that puck out of the air, fires it on up down the zone. The edge tried to slow skate that, but the linesman on the edge side of the ice saw it and immediately washed out the icing. It's Keyworth now watching his man behind the net. Keyworth in no rush to push his man out from behind the net, as North Park, of course, has a 3-goal lead with under 7 minutes left to play. It's Bigliotti picking that pass off, sending it in, and it's kicked aside by the edge netminder. Now North Park tries to reset in the near corner. Puck rolls all the way to the far side of the ice. Pinching all the way in there is Klochek. He's able to jam the puck up, and getting back in position was Bigliotti, who fires that farther. And then a bouncing puck finds an edge stick and heads out of the zone. So Klochek all the way across for Halpern. Keyworth able to dump in opposite side of the ice. Tenenbaum on the forecheck. Keeps the puck in the zone momentarily. The edge will recycle behind their net. It's now Keyworth on the forecheck. The edge able to work that puck across the blue line. They're 2-on-3 into the offensive end. Tanoff across, sticks that puck aside. A great unheralded defensive play there by Tanoff, but he was able to push that puck harmlessly to the corner. And now Keyworth able to send that up and out of the zone. And we'll get a whistle for a high stick. Puck played by a high stick by the edge. And so this faceoff's going to come all the way down into edge territory with 5:47 remaining to play in this game. Now to be Meller at the far dot. Farrow and Tanoff behind him. Grebin at left wing and Finkelstein at right. That puck sent up and out of the zone. A 2-on-1 developing here for the edge. The edge all the way across, but getting down was Farrow, and he was able to cut off the pass. Now Grebin picks up the loose change into the offensive end. Grebin around two skaters, tries to stuff it home near side, and it's saved by the edge netminder. It's now the edge trying to work that puck up and out of their zone. The edge at their own blue line. They find the neutral zone and carry it farther. The edge will dump in off the end boards. Farrow first to it. Carries it into the corner. 5:12 left to play in this game, and the intensity only picking up from here. Grebin chips that puck to his own stick. He's joined by Meller in a 2-on-1. Meller to the back post. Grebin fires, bar down, score! Oh boy, Grebin able to load that up on the wrister and go bar down to reestablish the 4-goal North Park lead. Late on here, 5 minutes even left to go in this contest. LIAHL EJEPL Tier 2 New York State game. And it's Grebin who's given North Park a 4-goal lead once again. It's the edge, though, not giving up in this one. They carry the puck to the side of the North Park cage. All the way across the slot it goes. North Park gets a stick on it. Kishlevsky plays that to the corner. Try and cut out the threat. Shot comes in. Bickoff kicks it aside. It's now the edge on the puck. Far side of the ice. Samosi picks it up and works it toward Klochek. And then Samosi able to kick it to the end boards for Halpern. Halpern on the puck. He's got a man all over him there. 4.5 left to play here from World Ice. Jabbed farther by Klochek for Samosi. Outlet finds Kishlevsky. Kishlevsky skates that into the neutral zone. Bodies a man there as Samosi in for support. Puck sits under the camera well, and it's sent up by the edge, but Halpern first to it, sends it to some open ice for Sweeney to track down. The edge tap it farther. Sweeney picks it up in front of his own bench, finds Klochek. Klochek, that is, as that puck dumped in by North Park, but it'll go for an icing with 4:01 remaining to play here in Flushing Meadows. It's an icing on North Park. And a defensive zone draw upcoming. We'll see if the Edge use their timeout now or wait perhaps for some special teams play if North Park is to take a penalty. And it's Tenenbaum, far side of the ice. It's spun around near side toward Keyworth. Keyworth able to outlet that to Vigliotti. Vigliotti now in a mini break tries to send it across to Tenenbaum. And instead, it's the Edge working it up to that far point. Fired in once more by North Park. Tenenbaum had it caught in his skates. And North Park emerges with that puck. The Edge emerged with it, but it's the Edge bumped off the puck there, and then the puck fired up into the netting after it was stick on puck by a couple of players. And so with 3:35 remaining to go in this game, it's a defensive zone draw for North Park. Now it'll be Farrow, Tenenbaum, Keyworth, Vigliotti, and Tanoff out there as the 5 skaters. And the Edge trying to get their skaters out as well. The officials telling them to come on out or call a timeout. Puck's dropped. It's the Edge winning it forward, but Farrow across with a nice stick lift preventing any shot. And North Park tries to break out. Instead, the Edge will dump in once more. We'll keep an eye on the Edge netminder. Be a little unorthodox with a 4-goal deficit to pull the netminder, but we'll see as that puck deflected just wide. Tenenbaum works it over toward Keyworth near side. Touched farther by Farrow. Farrow skates that puck across the blue line. The Edge will take over, but only once they clear the zone. The Edge, soft pass toward the middle of the neutral zone, and now they'll work their way back in. It's Farrow to pick up at the end boards. Tries to cycle it over to an awaiting Vigliotti. Ice Monster gobbles up the puck, and then it's Vigliotti on it at the far half wall. The Edge will stalk into the slot. They fire in. Bickoff freezes that puck, makes the save, and with 2:47 left to go in this game, it's a defensive zone draw for North Park on what should be the near side of the ice. Just some conversation here between Klocek. Looks like they're going to drop it on the far side. The shot was closer to us, but again, the opinions of the commentator and cameraman do not matter. In any event, it's the Edge winning that forward, but Halpern first to it and works it over for Grebin. Grebin shovels it on the backhand, looking for Meller. Meller picks it up, jabbed off his stick, and Finkelstein now hunts it down on that far side. He'll dump in to kill off more of this game. Just 150 ticks left to go here as Meller's all over his man in the far corner. It's the Edge coming away with it at their own end boards. Edge on the puck. They'll try to cycle it there. Meller jams up that pass at first. The Edge now work it up the far side of the ice, but it should be North Park's puck as Grebin gets all the way back. The puck's on end, and he works it over toward Halpern. Able to let that puck run toward the near half wall. The Edge emerged with it in the slot, trying to get it on a forehand, but Finkelstein with a poke check, and now it's North Park back in the other direction. All the way across is Meller into the offensive zone, joined by Grebin and Finkelstein there. Puck comes out of the zone for Halpern to work over to Klocek. Klocek up to Finkelstein. Finkelstein gains the line and dumps that puck into the offensive end. 1:40 left to play here from World Ice. The Edge trying to rush up the ice, but it's Klocek and Farrow settling that puck down. Farrow tries to send the puck out of the zone. Bouncing puck comes to an Edge stick, and then it's fired over to that far corner for North Park to send around to the near side of the ice. Fired in, Bickoff able to get the big chest protector on that puck and freeze it. And so with 1:19 left to play, it's a defensive zone draw for North Park, who's just trying to kill off this game by playing some conservative hockey, dumping pucks and giving chase rather than giving up odd man rushes in the other direction. That face-off won by the Edge, but North Park away with it through Farrow. Farrow up to the far half wall. Sweeney all over his man there. Tanoff able to guide that puck to the end boards and then fires it around. off the curved glass. It's the Edge picking it up there. The Edge dance past and fire in. High of the goal goes the shot. And now it's touched farther by Kushlewski out of the zone. Fired right back in by the Edge, but it'll be offside as there was a delayed offside called anyway. So with 53.1 left to go, North Park just hoping to see out a 4-goal victory here on home ice. And it'll be Samosi at the dot. Puck one toward Tanoff. Tanoff skates it across his zone and fires it up and out. Now it's Samosi in a 2-on-2, joined by Kushlewski. Toward Kushlewski in the slot. Just got handcuffed by the pass a bit. And so the Edge able to escape another shot on goal there. It's the Edge all the way across into the offensive end. And it will be North Park to pick up through Farrow. He jabs it off the boards to the near side of the ice. Fired up and out by Kushlewski. The Edge have to tag out on a delayed offside. And so Farrow able to just sit on the puck with 19 seconds left behind his net. Farrow on the puck behind his cage. He'll get flushed out. He cycles it to himself, though, toward the near side. 9 seconds left to go. Farrow happy to try and kill off this game. Behind his own cage, puck floated up. Samosi taps it out. That's going to do it from World Ice. There goes the buzzer. It's North Park 5, the Edge 1. Thanks so much for joining us here from Flushing Meadows. We'll see you next weekend. Until then, stay safe.